What a great Saturday. Uh, already had my yoga on the beach, already took my morning swim, done my morning meditation. Uh, how powerful it is to put these type of rituals in our life, especially when you didn't think your life would ever lead to this, right? Um, I meditated today on a research study that I've been looking at recently. It was done by a senior at Harvard at the time in I think it was 2003. A lady by the name of Miss Amy Edmondson, uh, and Miss Edmondson was working with Mr. Richard Hackman on her as an advisor on her dissertation, and Mr. Hackman has done years of study on how to create effective groups and what that is comprised of. Well, Miss Edmondson took an interest in uh, seeing how using and basing the team structure in hospitals uh, that Richard Hackman had done for a whole lifetime of work on, that if you implemented a focus on this type of structure in hospitals, how would that, could that help to eliminate or at least reduce hospital error rates? So she spent years in the field doing studies between hospitals that subscribed to Mr. Hackman's philosophy and hospitals that didn't, and she compared them and collected data and did all this studying and research on these in these hospitals and how in their error rate reporting and what type of errors they had and how significant all of this. And after years, she plugged it in, and it came back and it showed that there was a significant statistical difference between the two categories of hospitals. The problem was is that it was in the opposite direction. In other words, the hospitals that were more focused on a structure based on Hackman's philosophy actually had more errors and a significantly higher amount of errors. And so she went back and follow up and she dug through the hospitals again to see, well, why is this? Because it was completely unexpected and completely against all of the work that Mr. Hackman had done, and and she wanted to know why. So as she dug through the hospital's records and went through all of the follow up, what she discovered was that it wasn't that the hospitals that didn't institute Hackman's philosophies had less errors. They reported less errors. The hospitals that did reported more errors, and they were less severe errors because they had created an environment where their employees felt psychologically safe to not only report their errors, but be honest about them and use it as an opportunity for the entire group to grow from. So they had less severe errors, less deaths, less significant side effects, less severe type of errors. And I started thinking, how does that apply in life? And what I realized when I looked at my own life is that there were times in life where I was scared to take chances of things that I could have, really benefited from, things that really could have helped me and grown me at a much better, faster rate than what I experienced. But because I was scared of failing, because I was scared of making a mistake and how that would look, not only to myself, not only to the people around me, but to myself, I didn't take those opportunities. Or when I look at my life and the mistakes that I repeated time and time and time and time again, because I wasn't secure enough within myself to really recognize the full type of mistake I was making and what went into it, what caused it. So, because I wasn't secure enough to recognize my mistake, I couldn't learn from it. I'm just curious. Has anybody else been through this? Do you see patterns of this in your life or ways that, not having that sense of psychological safety, in mistakes in your life has held you back? You know, could we have ever learned to walk without the thousands of falls we take before? How many times did you crack your head before you learned to ride a bike? You can't learn without messing up. You can't grow without failing. You can't achieve success without making mistakes along the way. Leave room for the mistakes. They're valuable, they're powerful. Anyway, hope your weekend's going well. Mine's off to a great start. Hoping that it'll be a typical Florida day in which thunderstorms run through relatively quickly, and then it's back to some shine, so we can hit the beach for at least a couple hours today. Um, Hope your weekend goes well. Talk soon.